a production of the New Jersey Courts.
Which judges and attorneys were your role models?
Judge Jose Fuentes, for one. He is a very bright jurist. One of my colleagues, Sheila Venable, she exhibits the human side of being a judge. She never loses her temper. She controls her courtroom without ever raising her voice. My personal mentor was one of the partners in a firm I worked for, Steve Menaker, who embraced me for who I was, and his best advice was always be yourself. Who you are and what you bring to the table is what people relate to.
Well, my first role model was an attorney I met at my first law firm job, Jean Marino, and I've always called her my second mom. She took me under her wing during my first job after my clerkship, and to this day we're very close, and she has helped guide my career. And Judge Mitzi Gallus Menendez, the current PJ in criminal in Hudson, has also been a very good mentor to me, as well as one of my best friends.
In what ways did your culture contribute to your decision to become a lawyer and your decision to become a judge?
Well, my parents both immigrated to this country from Cuba. My mother came when she was a child. She was 8 years old when she came to this country. My father came when he was 15 years old. He was by himself. His family was still in Cuba. My grandfather was a political prisoner. So my father, at the young age of 15, had to fight for himself, fend for himself. My father told me, you work hard, you can be anything you want to be. And I believed him, and he believed in me. I chose the law, and I loved the law. Never regretted it for 1 minute because it gave me the opportunity to help people.
There's a huge sense of community in the Hispanic culture, and I learned that very early from my parents, seeing them being involved in the community, with the church, with schools, and you know, they instilled in me and my siblings that need to serve the community. It was expected. It was expected of them, and they expected it from us. And those principles were then reinforced when we came to the United States. At the time, I was a teenager, I was 13, and we were living in a community that was predominantly Hispanic. And so I got to see firsthand the need of the community to have legal professionals and attorneys who spoke the native language and who understood the needs of that community. So as a result of that, during my college years, I worked as a court advocate. I was one of the few Spanish-speaking court advocates at the time. You know, people were really desperately looking for someone who looked like them, who spoke their native language, to help them navigate the court system. And that's part of the reason why I feel so privileged to work for the Judiciary today. You know, initiatives like Access and Fairness, Language Access, and Criminal Justice Reform resonate with me because they directly impact those communities we serve.
My parents are from Ecuador. They came here over 40 years ago with nothing. And I believe that they grew up in such poverty and with so little that they instilled in me a work ethic and a belief in myself and self-confidence. They stressed education, which is something that they didn't have the benefit of having. My dad only went to second grade. And he had to work from age 5 to help support the family. He was so poor. His family was so poor. And my mother had the opportunity. She did graduate high school in Ecuador, and then she came here. She got her GED, went to college, and became a teacher. And then since then has gotten 2 masters in education, and now she's retired. But I think it's that work ethic coming from such low income that they stress to me that the way to succeed in this country is to go to school and work hard.
What advice do you have for those who want to pursue a career in the law?
Well, first I would say is that you really have to like people and you really have to want to help people. Because other than marriages and adoption, when people come in contact with the court, they find themselves in the most difficult time in their lives. So when generally people are at their worst, you really need to be at your best. Lawyers and judges, we are here to solve problems. If you're a lawyer, they come to you because they need your help. They need you to speak a language that they don't understand. If you're a judge, you need to listen to the case. You need to be fair. You need to give people the sense of you're listening to me and you're going to give me that opportunity that I need to be heard.
I had the benefit of having mentors during my career, and it certainly helped. Mentors can tell you the simplest things or the most profound things about the legal profession. I had a mentor who really shared a piece of advice that was very instrumental to me. She told me to look beyond the traditional attorney roles. And she told me not to settle. She told me I could have it all, the family, the career, and the ability to impact the pursuit of justice. And that conversation changed my perspective. It changed the direction of my career. Had she not given me that piece of advice, maybe I wouldn't be a trial court administrator today.